And we'll start with Mr. Ramsey.
My name's Scott Ramsey, and I am running for re-election as your county commissioner for Precinct 1. I am a conservative West Texas Republican. I grew up in Pecos, Texas, born and raised, and I was influenced by the farmers and ranchers of Reeves County, and also, and most importantly, the World War II veterans that taught our schools. I attended the University of Texas at Austin, where I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in accounting. I've been in business here in Midland since 1982. I'm a landman. I started ranch controlling about 15 years ago. I specialize in oil and gas investments. I've handled the budgets here. I want to keep handling. I want to stay a part of this team that has brought you the lowest county tax rate in the state of Texas. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Leonard Dumeyer. I'm running for Midland County Commissioner Precinct 1, and I do have to say, along with Scott, you did save the best for last. You got the good silver hair, and but I believe that there have been a little bit of misguided priorities in our spending at our county court, and that we need to come back to conservative, but not only conservative, but constitutional spending that our Texas Constitution requires of us, and that includes our infrastructure and our public safety. Everything else is window dressing. That's where we need to have our focus. March 3rd, I would love to have your vote.
Explain the 3-2 votes on high-profile items and whether that has been good government or a sign of dysfunction and divide, Mr. Ramsey.
There have been a few 3-2 votes on the commissioner's court, but there's 5 members of that court. All 5 of us do not think alike. We have the right to disagree. We've done it in a civil fashion. I think it is good government. Whenever Judge Johnson was elected as our county judge, that didn't mean that he's king, and whatever he says goes. We, as the commissioners, we research the issues. We study what we're supposed to do. We make decisions based on those thoughts. We don't make it based on somebody coming up to me and says, you will vote like that person does. I won't do that. That's not the kind of person I am. I am a very methodical person. I want to always vote with reason. I want to make sure that what I do is right. But I'm not going to follow.
Same question, Mr. Dumeyer. Explain the 3-2 votes on high-profile items and whether that has been good government or a sign of dysfunction and divide.
Well, we live in a representative republic, and so there is by definition going to be dissent. I believe the 3-2 votes, quite honestly, I believe many times they have been sensationalized more than they needed to be. I would agree with Mr. Ramsey. I don't think any of the 5 or myself, if I'm fortunate enough to take this position, needs to be followers. You're electing us to be leaders and representatives. And so the 3-2 it happens. But when I'm elected, I don't want to be part of the 3, and I don't want to be part of the 2. I'm an independent thinker, and I want to do what's going to be best for the voters of Precinct 1 in the entire county.
Mr. Dumeyer. Explain the county's role in helping the entire community deal with the dramatic growth of the last 12 to 15 years. Where are the areas that the county can help other taxing entities which don't have the financial flexibility of the county at this current time?
I believe one of the areas that is very important for the county to be involved in is more collaboration between the other taxing entities. And not to the point that the voters, that we would feel like all the taxing entities are getting together, they're making their plans, we don't have input. But that we have, that, so that we're not reinventing the wheel within the city, within the schools, within the hospital, and within the county. But we work together and we complement each other's efforts, so for the betterment of Midland County. I believe that's one area, the biggest area that the county can focus. Some of the different initiatives that have been put forth, that Priority Midland being one, that are bringing about community efforts in all of the different taxing entities working together for the betterment of the people.
Mr. Ramsey, same question. Explain the county's role in helping the entire community deal with dramatic growth in the last 12 to 15 years. Where are the areas that the county can help out the other taxing entities which don't have the financial flexibility?
First of all, infrastructure is where we can help the most. Obviously, with all of the new businesses, all the oil field, the roads out in the county have just gotten beat to a pulp. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. We currently, this year, we put $50 million in the budget so that we can start addressing those needs. We have a $154 million 10-year plan to bring all roads up to a B grade. A grade being a brand new road, so we're going to try to get it to a B grade. As far as working with the other taxing entities, it has been done in the past. We're going to try to do it better. There is a lot of meetings, a lot of initiatives going on. One of the things a few of the things the county has done in the past is we have donated ambulances. We've donated fire trucks for the first responders here. One of the newest things, and I think everybody would be really happy about this, is that we have partnered with the city to rebuild Fairgrounds Road. That threw me off. And one of the proposals I want to do, because it's in my precinct, and this road, in my book, has been a disaster since I moved here in 1982, and it's industrial. And it's a city road along with the Union Pacific Railroad, and there's some county stuff in there, so it's been a problem trying to get it done. It feeds off on the county roads. There's a lot of businesses south of industrial, but if you drive down it, I hope you don't have any loose fillings because you're going to break it. So that's one of my proposals I want to do, and to help the city and the citizens of Midland County.
Mr. Ramsey? How do you propose we get water to areas of the county without a reliable long-term water source?
Well, first of all, we do have, Midland County does have, Midland County Utility District has a long-term reliable water source. It's in Winkler County. There are a lot of issues going on that makes it difficult to get it from there to get it to here. And we are at this point in time working on that. These utility district is talking about going out for a bond so that they can build the infrastructure within that utility district to distribute the water. But you can imagine how hard it would be. And, in the city, your houses are just right here together. Out in the county, not so much. A lot of times they are close, but they can be spread out. Getting that water out to those people, it's a challenge. We're working on that right now. I personally have not been part of that task force, so to speak. I've just now been, getting brought up to speed on it, but it is an issue we're trying to work on. Everybody in the county will get the water. It will will just be the people in this particular utility district that have been paying the taxes on it for that long. Again, working on it, and we hope that in the next year or so that we will have a good solution to this problem.
Mr. Dumar, same question. How do you propose to get water to the areas of the county without a reliable, long-term source of supply?
Well, as Mr. Ramsey stated, we do have the supply of water that's available to us coming out of Winkler County, but there are other sources that are available to us, even within our own precinct, right on the border with Precinct 3 in the southern part of the county, that are available, and for whatever reasons, some of these development have been stifled. I would like to see those things brought back up and see what we can do so that we can have that local water source available to us. I believe that's something that any avenue that we have for water, every single one of us need water. Every single living thing needs water. And so it is our most precious commodity that we have available to us and that we need to make sure that we use responsibly. So looking at every single avenue that we have available is very important. Thank you.
Mr. Ramsey, please explain the reason for going outside the sheriff's office. Please explain, your thinking in going outside the sheriff's office when looking to appoint a new sheriff after Sheriff Painter's death.
I think that that particular vote, I think, was brought up way too quickly. Sheriff Painter died, they had a service, and the day after the service, there's a special meeting for the Commissioner's Court to name a new sheriff the next day. The motions were really high. Could have been handled better? I think so. David Kreiner came to me, said he wanted to run for that position, replace that position. My constable, I trusted him. I said, okay, yeah, if you want to do this, I will put your name in nomination. Nobody was nominated that day, and everything stayed the same. Then Commissioner Pruitt came up with an idea, which I think was absolutely brilliant. Let's get somebody in there that will not run for this office, who's neutral, and let the two candidates at the time go and battle it out in front of y'all as voting public. Get the Commissioner's Court out of it. Sheriff Gillette has been a great addition. I think everybody over there will say, he's a great man. He is just a wonderful person. I'm so happy that Commissioner Pruitt came up with that idea, because I think the Commissioner's Court did need to extradite themselves from this situation and let the people do it. I'm just one person, and I have an opinion, but that's it. The decision should be by the citizens.
For Mr. Dumar, what would you have done differently in that case, and why?
I have the benefit that Mr. Ramsey did not have at the time of hindsight. I actually believe that the compromise that was worked out is very beneficial that way for the candidates that are running for the sheriff's office, that no one had a perceived advantage there. Again, I have my own personal opinions on who may have been appointed there, but I'm one vote out of many thousand in the county, and so I believe that the way that things have worked out has been quite beneficial.
And ladies and gentlemen, those are your candidates for County Commissioner Precinct 1.